Here we go. Here we go. Get the flag. It's going to be a long day, offense.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Man left, man left. Everyone's got four.
On third down, Jackson. Whoosh. He finds Coleman. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Go right forward, right forward. Hey, keep it up.
They'll run on first down. Barkley. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
All day, every day. All day, every day.
And that last penalty makes his third down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a pickup of 4, but they're still a yard short here with 4th down forthcoming. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Let's go. 15 line. 15 line. Switch. Look. Squeeze. Ready.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Looks to throw, fires right side, and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
Here we go.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Bashed it.
Super toe.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Jackson to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Trey Flowers in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Now Saquon Barkley. Nice move at the 40. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Locke. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the gun on third down, Locke dumping it off for Johnson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. First down for the Lions on a nice pickup of 18 yards.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
15 yards on the play, first down. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. From the 17, Locke. He gets this one to Johnson. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
The CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positive.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
After the turnover, here's Locke. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on second and goal. Back to the air on second down. It's Locke. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on third and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays. Fired up.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there for sack number 22 on the year, and folks, that's just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22 and a half set in 2001. And the 13-year man puts it through, and they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
From the 27, Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On third down, Barkley. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. They find some open field here. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Jackson now. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jarrett Davis leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Jackson rolling to his right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on, come get some.
Open man is Galladay, complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Hey, wahoo!
On 2nd and 12, Locke. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. This is Barkley. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. On the run, it's Barkley. Past the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Saquon Barkley with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. Great return here, gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
A first down carry for Barkley won't lead to much, as he'll take this forward for maybe a yard. It's 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and 10.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. And it bangs off the left upright and deflects away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Locke. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
The Texans take over first and 10. Let's go. 16-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Yeah, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a third and about 14.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On third down, Barkley. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 5 now. Lock. Johnson's got it complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Lock now. Just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Here's Lock. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He'll buy some time right. He finds his running back, Mixon. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play, obviously. Instead, he hit a safety valve.
It looked like 2 well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain. Because the offensive guys, they realized their quarterback was out of the pocket. All the receivers went to the right spots, tried to get in his sight line, tried to open themselves up. Just nowhere to go where they could gain yardage. How about the defensive guys, though? Did not lose leverage and kept their poise and made a really nice play.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point good by Prater, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Call it an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December, right? It is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And the catch made by Johnson. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Let's go, defense. Let's get off the field, defense.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Block. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what did they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how did they figure?
It's a foot race. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Houston. Saquon Barkley, 98 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Throwing on 1st down is Locke. He'll get this into the hands of Bird. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Damiere Byrd, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Prater for the extra point. And that will shave one more off this lead. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Houston. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Taken in at the 22. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A great return there of 22 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. They're going to be stopped up on this 1st down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check 3, check 3.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take...
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll run with Barkley. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 31 yards there and a 1st down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Nice hit, boy.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Let's get off the field, D.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lock again here on 2nd and 10. Throw caught here by Bird. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
6-6, pull it high. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. 57's a mark.
On 1st down, Locke. He'll get this one to Galladay. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
1st down, Detroit.
Ready? Hey, Charlie. Fight.
Locke now on 1st down. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going.
Hey, high 7. Now.
From the gun, it's locked. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Cortland Sutton, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the 4th quarter. He's back to throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. At
the previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st down, Barkley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Barkley. He was brought down by Devon Kennard.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Detroit, the win moves them to 8-7 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Texans, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after. Down from laughter. When they come to handles, never had one. With a bad one. Made a meal today and they my last one. Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no. You better call back up.